The Basque grammar, known as SEG, undertaken as an ongoing project by the Basque Institute of the University of the Basque Country, has certain original features that distinguishes it from other online grammars. Apart from the usual contents found in such resources, this grammar offers other information concerned with social linguistics, dialects, language acquisition, language processing, applied linguistics, phonetics and phonology, diachronics, and even information on usage issues. It's therefore a highly useful reference tool that resembles more of an encyclopedia of the language than a mere grammar. Its mode of presentation is also unique. Freely accessible via internet, it makes extensive use of the many tools available online, including numerous internal and external links, a full array of graphics, quick and easy search mechanisms, etc. Links include photos, videos, audio recordings and much else. SEG is not a finished product, but an ongoing one. In the coming months and years, new material will be added on a continuous basis. SEG is the result of years of work and the efforts of numerous experts and researchers responsible for writing different parts of the grammar. Although the team has networked directly online, the whole process requires constant, thorough editing. This grammar is based on data compiled in language corpora that have been specially designed for this purpose. A language corpus is a collection of samples drawn from books, newspapers, magazines, etc., and stored in digital format. To make use of these samples, special software has been devised to analyze the text and extract the information users require. For example, if someone wants to look up the word etxe, the application must be able to understand where the sentence containing this word begins and ends, and it must know that etxea, etxetik, etxeko, etxera, etc. are variants of the base form etxe. Once this word is typed in, the application must retrieve all the other forms. Language corpora provide examples showing how different writers use a given word, as well as examples that can be helpful for lexicographers writing dictionaries. SEG contains various dictionaries and language corpora, all drawn from the 21st century. Egungo Euskararen Hiztegia is a Basque dictionary containing thousands of entries. Let's look up the word garbi, for example. The first thing to appear is a record for this entry showing all the meanings of the word. In this case, 15 different meanings. Clicking on the entry garbi brings up each of these meanings with numerous examples. It also gives the origin of each example. Hiztegi batua euskal prosan. This resource compares the lexicon actually used by our best contemporary authors with the vocabulary contained in Hiztegi batua, a dictionary published in the year 2000. It enables us to compare the variants of a word and the authors who have used it. Lexikoa atzo eta gaur provides information on how frequently words have been used in the past and present. The word gailu, for example, is used more frequently now than in past centuries, as shown by the arrows pointing upwards, by numbers on a scale from 0 to 9 and by colour. But the opposite happens with gailurtu, for example, so we get a complete picture. There's also a dictionary of Basque literature, where individual records show information on authors and works. The most frequently used Spanish Basque dictionary is also available on the Institute's webpage. This is the dictionary entitled Seaski. When you type the first 3 letters of a word you want to look up, all entries beginning with those letters will appear. For example, if we type PAL, we see that the word palo has numerous possible uses, each with its corresponding possibility in Basque. But even more information is available because this entry might also appear in other parts of the dictionary. Today, there are many more resources available than before. The Michelena Sarasola Dictionary, or Ortariko Euskalistegia, or OEH, is one of the finest, most expert works ever written about Basque. It's an etymological, literary reference dictionary containing thousands of entries and hundreds of thousands of examples drawn from Basque texts, ranging from the 16th century to the end of the 1960s, with few exceptions. The first volume was published in 1987 and the last in 2005. The work was researched by a team of lexicographers working under the direction of Ibon Sarasola. Today, Internet users can browse this remarkable dictionary online. To compile the Michelena Sarasola dictionary, a 5 million word corpus was used. To develop the Basque Institute's dictionaries, a 25 million word corpus was necessary. As noted before, there are many differences between that work and our present undertaking. But the most basic one is this. The Basque Institute's corpus has been drawn solely from 21st century texts and does not include samples written prior to 2000. These corpora are very easy to use. When we look up a word, we see it in the context in which different authors have used it. If we type the word egin, for example, we find that it appears in our corpus 324,271 times, and that it's contained in 281,263 sentences. We can also sort for appearances in the press only or in books. This corpus has been compiled from 287 books written between 2000 and 2006, containing a total of over 13 million words, plus a similar figure for a sum total of 25 million words, drawn from newspaper and magazine articles published on both sides of the border. All of these are reference samples chosen for their quality. But this is not the Basque Institute's only corpus, since writing in Basque has, of course, continued since 2006. Accordingly, there's a corpus that's being constantly updated with samples chosen from writings published in the past 5 years. This corpus is called Eredusko Prosa Dinamiko and makes available series that in future can be compared and analysed for changes taking place in the language. Users can look things up exactly as in the previous corpus, but in this case additional information is available. Our dynamic prose corpus shows us the word or words being looked up, not only as used in simple sentences, but also in a broader context. There's also a corpus of samples taken from science articles, and even a corpus containing all the dialogues of the popular Goen Kale TV series dating from the first program. Such massive text samples are of great help in writing dictionaries, finding examples, checking the grammaticality of certain phrases, etc. And above all, they provide a clear record of the Basque spoken in the 21st century. They also provide us with information on word structure. The application that enables us to query other aspects is known as Euskalistegiaren Maiztasun Egitura, or EHME. Imagine, for example, that we want to know whether contemporary Basque has words of 20 letters or more. The answer is given immediately. It turns out that our databases contain 2,506 words that are at least 20 letters long, and we see that other additional information is provided as well. Now let's say we want to know how many words there are in our text that end in ale, and have, for example, 5 syllables or more. Here's the answer. 169 words meet this criteria. And of course, we can make our queries much more complex. It's thanks to such information and the work of many people that we have been able to supply this grammar with all its content. As you can see, a great deal has been accomplished, but there are many things left to do. This achievement would not have been possible without the help of our finest experts, without the works created by our writers, or without the firm support of our public institutions and the private companies that have taken part.